liberal, take it away now. Take it away now, Trump, or you are a liar, you're disingenuous, and you're a coward. That's what I think of you. I'm done playing tiddlywinks with lying sacks of you know what. Remember, if the shoe fits, wear it. If it doesn't fit, don't wear it. So show me, Trump. Prove to me. Prove to me that you're on the up and up and you're real. And you're really working for the best interest of American people. I don't care that you're not accepting a paycheck. Okay? Accept it. That's money coming from, that's blood, sweat, and tears money of the working class people in America. That's where it's coming from. The greatest resource, the greatest asset of America. Do you get it? Okay, don't, you can play everybody stupid. Okay, because I'm not particularly impressed with somebody that's able to make multi-billions of dollars. I'm not impressed really at all. You just have to be cutthroat. Yeah, you just dog eat dog. Okay, you just got to be more aggressive, more assertive, more underhanded. I know how it works. Okay, I know. I've been around the block, Trump. Okay, so prove me wrong. I'm dying. I would love you to prove me wrong. I'll embrace you. I'll give you a kiss. Okay, but you know what? I'm not seeing it. You got to do something that really sticks your neck out there, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. You got to do exactly what JFK did, or I'm not impressed. You got to get this system under control, man. Get rid of that $50 billion a year. The mainstream media what's it doing to educate the public on this $50 billion every year that gets poured into this, and makes this homeless problem worse, and makes the affordable housing problem worse. We got to start talking about these things, my friends. We got to start talking about these things. They've destroyed the worth of our currency, and it always hurts the guys that can least afford it the most. The people at the bottom rung of the ladder. We're on this hamster wheel, and it's not freewheeling anymore. It's getting harder and harder to turn. And the smart ones say, I'm going to conserve my strength. I'm jumping off this thing. And you bet you I'll go collect disability. I'll go on welfare. I'll pull a rabbit out of the hat, but I ain't conforming to this system. Okay? You understand? I'll do whatever it takes. And a lot of people, unlike myself, they say, I'm going to go commit crimes. I'm going to just go career criminal. I don't care. Homicide, you name it, man. Whatever it takes. I'm not having my pride assaulted by these freaks. I'm going to go rob banks. I'm going to go, steal a few bucks from some convenience store clerk. And if he resists me, I'll blow his head off. I don't care. I got pride, man. You make me financially desperate? You treat me less than an animal? Oh, no, you don't. So we got a lot of criminals. It feeds the criminal industrial complex, desperate poverty does. How much money gets poured in that by the taxpayers every year? How many jobs revolve around that industry? Do you get this? The dubious warfare industry, same thing. Why do they have to use all these financial enticements to get people to join the military? When any red-blooded American worth his salt, if he can afford to, he'll volunteer to go kick Hitler's butt. And the others will do it for room and board. That's the spirit of the American man. And we got a social welfare industry. Really nice people, compassionate. They care about the social welfare of the people. But that whole industry exists because of desperate poverty. And the other one is the financial industry. Some 25% of Americans are employed in the financial services industry in some capacity. Do you understand the implications of people not being in debt, not needing to go in debt, everybody being prosperous? They're all out. You understand? They're all out. The criminal industrial complex, the social welfare industrial complex, the debt industrial complex, the dubious warfare industrial complex. How many people are employed in those complexes? How much of the taxpayers' money gets poured into these complexes every year? Do you understand the implications of fixing problems? God, I mean, we'd be in so much trouble. There'd be massive unemployment. You see how stupid this is? How rife and palpable the madness is? Why should any of us worry about our jobs? It reminds me of that South Park episode. Remember the aliens were coming? They were the new illegal immigrants, right? And they were taking everybody's job. They were doing them for less. Hey, you know what? This is good to me. I'm a desperate immigrant, so I'm young and strong, and I'm going to displace all you weak links, and I don't care. You know what I mean? It just, you understand? We get the problems that are, how people are very insecure about their jobs. I mean, how many people kill themselves to keep their jobs, right? right? I mean, they've killed other people, workplace shootings, all these problems. I mean, it's crazy. But that's the world we live in. None of us should be insecure about our jobs. None of us. It's God's planet. We're God's children. Okay? It's as simple as that. You're not chopped liver. You have a right, a God-given right, to share in the inherent wealth. All the resources of this planet, you divvied up from birth. And then when you die, it goes back into the treasury, the earth treasury. You understand? If we wanted to, which would be stupid. I don't want a pocket full of diamonds. I don't need one diamond in my pocket. But we could all walk around with pockets full of diamonds if that was your thing, if that's what floated your boat. We could all have Rolex watches and fly jet airplanes and have yachts, and we could have extra houses all over the world. Every one of us. You get how this thing works? You think that's what the evil men running the show want? No, they want the opposite. So that's why we have the scenario we have. And they know that eventually everybody's going to realize what I'm saying is true, that there's no reason in the world why we can't all be rich. People still have a godly instinct to go out and serve each other. It's as simple as that. It's as cut and dried as that. The system can't break down because a man has a need to be appreciated, to be wanted, to utilize his talents. Otherwise, he's nothing more than a self-serving, decadent slob. And that's not what he wants to be. That's very unnatural. So if that happens to a man that he says, oh, I'm born rich, I just want to sit on the Bahamas and drink mojitos all day. You know what? So be it. But it's not going to last forever. It's going to get very, very boring. You understand? So it becomes untenable. You can't do it. It loses all its luster. It's like nobody, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm having fun, I'm creative, I'm innovative, I'm inventive, I'm doing this, that, and the next thing. And everybody's appreciating it. They love what I do. I'm artistic, and I'm utilizing the talents that God gave me in this way and that way. That's what we want to do. We want to frolic on God's green earth and have fun, and that's what God wants us to do. So we all fundamentally need to ask, whose planet is this anyhow? Well, I'm telling you, it's yours. It's mine. It's all of ours. So when God has his way, the new paradigm, the new reality is that we're born unthinkably wealthy. It has nothing to do with money, but an understanding, okay, of freedom. Absolute freedom from birth. Utter freedom from birth. Because it's thus saith the Lord. That's our new reality. That's our new pattern, our new paradigm. So yeah, in person, I'm never so arrogant. It's a real turnoff. So the only way I can get away with it is behind the camera. And again, if it applies to you, then you got to accept it. I'm your friend. I'm probably your best friend that's telling you the score. Okay? But if it doesn't fit, don't wear it. So, that's logic, right? But publicly, I'm polite and respectful. I just want everybody to know that, But I'm into telling people the truth at any cost. And, if they don't like it, well, I'm sorry. But that's the truth, the best I can tell it. And I'm everybody's friend. That's my decision. That's my prerogative, just like it's your decision, your prerogative. So I'm trying to be a friend of my enemies, like Jesus said. Love your enemies. Do good to those that do wrong to you. And when a man's ways please the Lord, he causes even his enemies to live at peace with him. And that's what I want. I don't want people hating me. I certainly don't want them detesting me. So what would I do? I mean, for the most evil of men, I just put them behind bars at Ethics Rehabilitation Center until they get it. Okay, but it doesn't have to be, treated inhumanely at some privately run prison system. But, I want people to understand that I'm a selfish man. And that's why I do what I do, because I realize that in order for me to be happy, I've got to be selfless. I've got to care about others. Okay, nobody goes this alone. We go it together. No man is an island unto himself. And my happiness is entangled in your happiness, and his happiness, her happiness. All of ours, the downtrodden, the least of men, who Jesus described he was. That's who we are supposed to emulate. We are supposed to be that person, live the life of that person, walk a mile in their shoes. Okay, care, love one another, is caring about each other. And whoever you think the least of men is, that's who you are called on to care about, and me. Is not understanding history any different from, forgetting history and being doomed to repeat it? No, they've convoluted history. They've confused history. They've deliberately altered history in many cases in order to just confuse people, because it discombobulates people. It disempowers people. That's what it does. That's why they do what they do. So when they devolve words, you've got to understand what's happened here. Devolve, devil. Devolution is what's going on here. We're being manipulated. It's been going on for thousands of years. That same element, that same caliber, mentality of people are running the show today. Evil men. So, there's organic things that bug us, that, remember, this curse that befell the earth, that, there's death, disease, all the problems that we have organically can be explained, and there'll be an end to them at the renewal of all things, like Jesus stated. Okay, so I don't complain too much about, I don't like them. I don't like the sun being too bright. I don't like